Hey guys, welcome back to Poker Vlog number 3. This week I'm going to be taking you guys on an interview with my old friend TJ, all the way over in Vietnam right now. We talk about poker, life in general, and have just a pretty fun conversation in general. Hope you guys enjoy. Thanks.
All right, guys, here he is, one of my best friends, not just my poker journey. You know, someone I grew up with, have known for over 20 years now, has been a great person in my life, one of my best friends. Ladies and gentlemen, TJ Schulberg. TJ, thanks for coming on.
Glad to be here, Ryan. Representing the expat squad in Vietnam right now at the fine hour of 4:39 a.m. But we're up in here to get the Minuteman Poker Vlog going, and we're ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, I appreciate it a lot, man. You know, it's pretty cool. I think we might have the farthest distance interaction this week on the Vlogger in Paradise Challenge.
I would imagine so. It's tough to get further around the world than the east coast of the U.S. and Vietnam. So maybe if I was a little further south, that would be about it. But
if we won one thing, we won that.
Without a doubt.
So yeah, I want, the people have gotten to know me over the first 2 vlogs here. You know, I've talked about myself, my poker journey, a little bit about myself, and I think you have a pretty exciting story both inside and outside of poker. So I want you to let the people know what you've been up to.
So, while it's not exactly poker that brought me to Vietnam, it was a major catalyst on that road. Finished college in December of 2014, graduated with an elementary education degree, always have been interested in teaching kids. That's what I ended up doing. That's what I'm doing now. But after I graduated, I started to take on poker pretty seriously for about a year. I was already a pretty serious part-time player, and once I finished school, I had part-time jobs here and there, but I was grinding a lot. And online cash games on good old Bovada clicked for me right in sort of early to mid spring of 2015. And I spent most of 2015 primarily grinding 100 NL on Bovada. So I got my reps in there, got my 200,000 hand database or whatever it is, and things were good. I spent more or less my entire bankroll traveling in Southeast Asia to start off 2016, and that brought me all around and eventually brought me to Vietnam, which I really loved, in conjunction with a few other places, and came back, figured still have about $1,000 in my Bovada account. Just get right back in there and live the life. But that didn't go as planned. Went more or less life broke at 25. So that was bad news.
Yeah.
But got some part-time jobs, and in just pretty much in the span of a year between when I went broke and a year from that point, I saved up some money, had some part-time jobs, was dealing for the local charity poker circuit. Shout out to the Eastern Poker Tour. Did that for about a year, substitute taught, and ended up taking a teaching course in Vietnam, which led to a teaching job. So I taught there all last school year. This is now my second school year, teaching in Da Nang, Vietnam, central Vietnam. Beautiful, beautiful beach town on the coast. The beach is 10 minutes that way. It's a wonderful place to live, and I have been the benefactor of experiencing an emerging poker market here. It just became legal 2-ish years ago for Vietnamese players to play poker. They're still not allowed, even though there are casinos in Vietnam, they're still not allowed into standard casino environments with things like, blackjack and baccarat and things like that, although I think that's changing soon as well. But poker has been legal for a couple years now, and it's Yeah, very much an emerging market. So you get a lot of people with varying levels of experience,
Yep.
all getting in the mix. And in my city in particular, we just our first cash game club opened in like February. So
Wow.
this year's more or less been open season. It's ebbed and flowed a little bit, but it's been really good to me. I've been getting back into really just for the first time, honestly, getting into the live poker scene, because when I was going hard back in 15, it was like 90% online. But yeah, getting into that scene now, and I've had a great time talking live poker with you over the last year and a half or so that you've been in the mix. It's pretty crazy to think that it's only been that long. But this year in particular, we've both been in the trenches and in the lab, so it's been good.
I think we'd be remiss if we didn't bring up, I think our love for poker, we've always had a love for baseball as well. And I think there's a lot of comparables when, you go between baseball and poker, and, us growing up when we had our, infamous TKBL league and kept a bunch of statistics on imaginary players and, did that type of thing.
In a Word document.
We were always numbers nerds. We love the numbers. And I think that's why, in this new age in poker where people are trying to, what's the best thing to do? What's the best thing to do in any given situation? Running numbers, crunching Equilab, solvers, whatever it is. I think maybe that's given us a little bit of a boost.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, when you're banging out baseball stats for imaginary players in a Microsoft Word 2003 document on your parents' computer when you're like 11, I think that's a sign of things to come for sure. I was thinking about Chris Zone today. Shout out to Chris Zone. Hitting 200 home runs in triple play baseball, 1999 or something like that.
Some glitch, some video game glitch where I simmed the season and he had some ridiculous, like a homer a game or it was something crazy.
Shout out to the goat of all goats, Chris Zone, without a doubt. Yeah.
And then the last question I have for you is just, with this being obviously the idea of, Jeff Gross and Andrew Nemi was to get more poker players to really broadcast themselves on YouTube. And, there's so many different ways that I think people are trying to broadcast the game of poker, grow the game of poker. What are your thoughts on just what people are out there doing and if you've watched any of it, if you have any favorites, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, the vlog scene is great. It's incredible how much information is out there now, both in terms of from the entire spectrum of education and entertainment. There are a lot of things that fall somewhere in the middle, and it's great that people can create content from any perspective. That's what's great about modern technology and social media, I think. I'm really trying to instill that in my students. I teach computers and music at my school right now, and it's so great how it's becoming easier and easier for us to really interact with technology and use it to be producers and making content, doing things, putting information out there, and not just be consumers banging out, Candy Crush.
Absolutely, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on and supporting the channel, and I'll talk to you soon.
I'm going to sleep probably until Patriots kickoff in 22 hours? I got 22 hours. You can't really think in AM and PM when you're doing this whole expat thing. It's an amount of hours.
No. Absolutely.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, bud. It was pleasure being on the vlog, and I hope you get that ticket.